Hello there, everybody.
Ahoy, ahoy.
How you doing? Happy
God, my face is
Thursday.
giant.
I'm
Can make out every horrific imperfection.
just looking up at you like, "Hi, Rob. How are you?"
Oh my god. And they went, "Ah."
Yeah, I know that's what happens when there's only one. It's like there can be only
Yikes.
one, and that one is a giant head. The funny thing is, Rob, this is after I made my camera bigger. When I first cropped your image, my camera was smaller, and I was like, "Oh, this will not do. This is gonna be comical," and it's still comical, but it's part of the humor, I guess.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Giant Rob. Yeah, it's exactly.
I get my dog up here, but she's sick.
Oh, poor thing. That stinks.
Yeah, it was a long day because like we're gonna have giant dog as well, but she is not well and left quite a mess in the house. So it's we had
Oh.
to take her to the vet and everything, and she'll be okay according to the vet, but she's food poisoning or doggy flu. We have no idea, but
Oh,
we
Ellie.
don't feed her anything really exciting, so we don't know. But yeah, we generally don't give her people food. So
Yeah, yeah. No, oh well. That's life, I suppose, huh?
yeah, she's alive, but she's downstairs. I have serious doubt she's gonna come up like she normally does.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yes. That what a way to start. Poor Ellie. But yes, today is only Rob. I can already see a couple of people have been addressing questions to Doug or asking about Doug, and the mods, bless you, thank you so much. We love you, mods. Have been trying to remind y'all that Doug is not here today. He has decided to just yeet himself from Illinois. And take this thing called a well-deserved break. So he's not going to be here this week.
He's in Europe, probably starting an international incident as we speak. So
Oh,
war breaks out there,
wonderful.
you'll know who started it.
Wayflow, I wrote it in caps on the title. He changed the title. Oh my gosh, Wayflow changed the title so it's in all caps. Yeah, and
Nice.
it's unfortunate because I was hoping that we could get a couple more people to jump in on here, but last minute didn't quite work out. So that's unfortunate. But hey, next week we've got Walter. Walter's gonna be
Yeah,
here
he'll
next
be he'll be
week.
in next week. So it'll be Walter and I.
Yeah,
But
you can have almost like a little fanscription talk back,
hmm
or just
it'll
talking
be a
like normal.
fanscription. What do we think fanscription should be?
Okay, I love what Tasia put. Rob looking at Heather like a judgmental god.
Bring me
I
cookies.
mean, he is Santa Christ, so
True.
that's true. But yes, we are still going to answer all your burning questions here today. I see you all are still wonderful, and we have level 2 of a hype train going on right now. Thank you
Woohoo!
all so much. Super appreciate
Chugga
it.
chugga 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 chugga. Choo choo.
Super appreciate that. So let's get down to the rules so we can get to some of these questions. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. If you highlight a message, does not guarantee that we are going to read it. Although sometimes we do have a chance to look at some of the highlighted messages towards the end of chat. There is a backlog, so I do have your questions. I do see them. No need to repeat them. In fact, if you do repeat yourself over and over and over again in chat, you can get timed out or even banned if you're just going to continuously do it. Wow, my brain just went dead. Oh, no spoilers? Please, 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 no spoilers, especially for things like
Yeah, don't do that.
What If or Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
Um,
please no Shang-Chi, because I was going to see it today and then sick dog. So I couldn't go see it because I wanted to see it because I knew we were going to get questions about it on the stream, but I have not been able to see it yet.
yeah, yeah. Um, wow, why can't I think of anything else? I think that it did I do it all? Did I forget something here?
Let's go. Let's do it.
All
Let's
right,
do it
fine.
live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. uh, Jacob Hillpat, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, sorry. Do you still have that picture of John Candy by your computer? Do we know if Doug still has a picture
I think he does. He's got the Roger Ebert tweet somewhere. He's got that picture. I think he's got that picture of John Candy. I'm trying to remember like the last time I was in his office last week. I think he does. I'm 90% sure he does.
Oh, yes, Dragon's Toy. Thank you. I almost forgot the novellas. Yes, please keep your questions short and to the point.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
we have
it,
very short attention spans here. I don't know if y'all noticed, but
yeah, yeah. Oh, no, it's cool if you asked a Shang-Chi question. Just know that,
you can ask a question, but don't put
don't put a
spoilers like,
spoiler in it.
"Hey, how about that ending where such and such happened?" And I'll be like, "I hate you," and then just storm off the week. It'll happen.
Yeah, yeah. Taylor with Ty, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug and Rob, what last name? Interesting question. What last name would you give to Mario? You mean Mario
Mm,
Mario isn't acceptable?
no, I'd go Mario Luigi.
Mario Luigi. So
And
it's Luigi and
Luigi,
Mario
they're not
Luigi.
exact brothers. Luigi would be Luigi Mario.
So they're like brothers from another
They're
mother.
step brothers. It was two different marriages, and it's yeah, that's what I would do.
Oh, like Dragon's Toy, I like Mario Bowser too.
Mario Bowser. Ooh, now that's a twist.
That is a twist, but hey, Bowser runs the head of Nintendo USA, so hey.
If it's not that, it's got to be something just so beyond ridiculous, like Mario Gusatelli or something,
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. It's been rumored that Timothy Dalton won't be in Doom Patrol season 3. Do you think his absence will lessen the season's quality?
Mm, a little, but I mean, if you've got really good writing, you should be able to survive it. So I've seen shows fall apart when they lose a central character, but I the other characters are so interesting that it should be able to survive. So, I've seen shows where they kill off a character and that was the only interesting character. That's not the case with Doom Patrol. They're all interesting. So, I think it should be all right.
I'm gonna be awful, but Timothy Dalton plays who?
The guy in the wheelchair.
Oh, Rob, the
He
guy
was
in the wheelchair, the chief.
he was Bond. Yes.
Oh, I mean, I
He
knew
was
he
the
was
best
Bond,
Bond.
but
Only 2 movies,
all right, well,
but still
all right.
amazing.
Oh yeah, if he's not in it, then that's
Yeah.
totally. I think that's gonna be totally
Hot
fine.
Fuzz.
Hot
He
Fuzz.
was
I've never
also
seen Hot
amazing.
Fuzz.
What? Oh my God, we gotta do some movie nights. You
I
and Tamara and
know.
everybody.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst about watching movies. I'm sorry. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Robert and Heather of Nottingham. How are you lovely people doing today?
Great in this fair shire, my
Ooh.
wench, peasant knave.
Wow, you got a big head real fast there, huh? My wedge. Okay, sure. Adam, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Shang-Chi? I super enjoyed it. Obviously, this is spoiler free. I really enjoyed it. I think it's honestly one of the better origin stories that Marvel has done. Because sometimes the Marvel origin stories are a little boring or whatever. But this was a really well done one. I thought the music was great, the cinematography was great, and dare I say, it was the best choreographed in terms of like fighting choreography. Marvel film. I think before that, I may have said Winter Soldier was one of the better choreographed in terms of fight scenes, but like man, this one has some really awesome fight scenes in it as well.
So,
So
having not seen it, from what I've heard about it, that's the thing I'm most interested in. They said the cinematography is good and the fight choreography is great,
mm-hmm.
which I don't associate with Marvel that much.
Right.
It's fine. It's always fine, but it's never something like, oh, that was an amazing fight, with a couple of exceptions. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And I was not initially. I'm just like, don't really care. And then the reviews start pouring in, and I'm like, all right, now I'm psyched. So like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. LPB the actor, thank you so much for that 24-month subscription. Welcome back
Thank
for
you.
2 heckin' years. Greetings, everyone. Hope you're all doing well, including Doug, who is absent for the day. So, what would Rob do if he did a show for Channel Awesome?
I think you're watching it. It's fanscription. Yeah, probably fanscription.
We
I'd do one of the. I'd probably do one of those like every frame of painting or something that points out some good cinematography or just like. Actually, if I was gonna do something, I would just pick my favorite scenes from movies and why they're great scenes. If I was gonna do something outside of fan fiction and just be like, I love this one scene in this movie, and here's why. It's because it's how to do great plot exposition. I did that in a fan scripture with Roger Rabbit,
Mhm.
talking about the plot exposition in that movie. So, yeah, maybe something like that.
Well, and we had tossed around for a while if Japan wasn't so strict doing like an anime show talk back with like me,
Oh, absolutely.
you, and
Okay, so
Malcolm.
I would absolutely do an anime show
Yeah.
if we wouldn't get our asses handed to us with Japan's draconian copyright strikes.
They do be like that. Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. To everyone, like the character from the Clone Wars, you love to hate. Like Umbridge from Potter, it's a villain, so Jar Jar doesn't count. For me, they are Pong Krell, the general from Umbara who made the clones cannon fodder and was a traitor. Um,
That's a good one.
I really love Ventress, but I don't know if it's because I love to hate her. No, you know what? I love to hate Grievous. Even though in the Clone Wars, it's more like I hate him in the show because he's such an idiot in the show. He's so incompetent sometimes, and I know he can be such
I love
a
Grievous.
badass.
Whenever he pops up, General Kenobi, and that asthmatic, like whatever that voice is.
He could
Yeah,
be
I
so
don't know.
badass.
I'm not far enough in. I got to get back to it because I started watching it along with Doug, and then I had to tap out for a while. But I argue Jar Jar is a villain. A ton of people have died under his tutelage, so I'm still gonna say Jar Jar.
Oh, look at you. Okay. That's all right. Still saying Jar Jar. Cameron, thank you for the 51 bits. Hey, Heather, did you catch the recent Pokemon Legends presentation? And if so, what's your favorite part? I didn't. I'm sorry. I know. I didn't watch the Pokemon Legends presentation, so sorry about that. I have no opinion. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, I know that you don't like the Sonic movie because Sonic is in a car for most of it, but if he wasn't, oh, I just hit the microphone, sorry. But if he wasn't, would you still not like this movie?
If it was not just some buddy road movie, I probably would have liked it more. I just wanted to see something like, some imagination or something. Just nothing was interesting. They started off in a different kind of video game world. I'm like, oh, well, let's see where this goes. It's like, nope, nope. He's just he's stuck in a car with. So yeah, like a lot of my problem with the movie was it just felt like a bad '90s movie, and I'm like, aim higher, guys. Like I feel like you could give the fans something that's really wild and imaginative. I'm a little more hopeful for the sequel. So we'll see what happens.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. So, when's the Chart Guy's wedding?
Doug and I were talking about that. I don't know what the plan is yet. But it's probably going to take years and years because they're going to have to go through all the charts, including probably astrological charts to figure out when the perfect day and time is and where to do it. And, it'll be crazy.
Anu, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello to one and all. I'm still in my happy Cinderella mood. How are you guys?
I was good. I actually saw that Cinderella movie that
The
they
one
just
on
did.
Prime?
Oh my God, it is a very special kind of awful.
Okay. See, that might be
Yeah.
right up my alley then, because I love just like, I don't know, just
It's
mind numbing
it's
musicals
pretty bad.
sometimes.
There was a moment where I said out loud to my wife who watched it with me cuz we wanted to, it was going to be hilariously bad. We thought maybe we'll get a good laugh. I was like, "Did you hear that, honey? Cinderella has to make these dresses to show women everywhere that they can be what they want to be." And then I was like, when I say that out loud, it sounds almost sexist." And she just went, "Yep."
Yup. I could just see
Yeah,
her
she
saying it.
was not thrilled with that movie.
Matt Hannah, thank you for the 50 bits. Will there be a Kingdom Hearts playthrough tomorrow? No, there will not. There will not be. Doug is not
Won't be
here.
for another 2 weeks.
Not this week or next week. So,
Yeah.
nope. Taylor with Ty, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug and Rob, do you think that the Garbage Pail Kids movie is probably more meaningful that our criticism. Wait, sorry, let me try to read this again. Do you think that the Garbage Pail Kids movie is probably more meaningful than our criticism? Designated it so, maybe?
More meaningful? I would say it's less.
yeah.
I kind of like putting it on a pedestal just to give it some extra points, but um, yeah, no, I'd say it's less.
Titaniac, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, there's a Christmas animated short film from 2001 called Second Star to the Left, a Christmas Tale. Christmas Tale. I definitely have nostalgic Christmas memories for it. The short is on YouTube. Would you check it out and consider adding it to the Christmas NC list? Sorry, he's not here. I'll write it down to maybe mention to him, but I cannot guarantee I'll remember.
Oh, someone in chat is pointing out yeah, was that Ego from Ratatouille, that quote, the less than it designates the I don't know how to answer that anyway, so I don't know. But I think somebody pointed out that that was a quote from Ratatouille.
Yeah. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who was your favorite Bond villain? Ooh.
Oh.
Good one.
I really like Scaramanga because it's Christopher Lee.
Okay.
God, I'm trying to think. I liked GoldenEye because it had a really great trio. Because it was like Alan Cumming, Sean Bean, oh, what's her face is Xena Onatop, and they were just this great trio. So I really like that. I like Goldfinger. He came with Odd Job. Those are three good ones. So
Okay, cool. Movie gamer fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think Matt and Trey from South Park are like Mel Blanc Looney Tunes, considering the fact that they voice all the characters in their respective shows?
yeah, a little bit. Um, yeah, I guess honestly, I guess so. Though Mel Blanc did so many things outside of Looney Tunes too. Like he was kind of
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. But yeah, no, I guess it's a decent comparison of the Mel Blanc of South Park, or maybe Comedy Central or animated shows. I don't know.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi Rob, have you heard about the new Hulu series Only Murders in the Building? It's a wonderful return to form from Steve Martin and Martin Short and features some of their funniest material in years. I really like it so far and highly recommend it.
No, but I've been seeing the ads and I kind of want to see it just because I am a Steve Martin fan and well, both of them and Martin Short. They're always hit and miss, but yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of the ads for it too. It does look interesting. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have either of you seen the new What If episode? No spoilers from me, but I thought it was really solid.
I saw the first episode and I just wasn't that into it, which
They
is
get
amazing
better.
because it does it okay because yeah, like I love Agent Carter too, like as a character, so I maybe I'll delve into it, but there's not a lot of the what ifs that interest me. I'm like to me it's just not a very interesting question. So some people really love it. As I said, I did the first episode and I'm kind of like, eh.
I laugh because what is fanscription if not movie What If?
It is, but if I don't find the question interesting,
Okay.
yeah, like it's I read the comics. Okay, so here's an example. I read the comics, and I'd say about maybe every fourth issue, I'm like, oh, that's a really interesting question. I really want to read that. And then there were like three of them that I'm like, I don't care. Like I'm just like one of the comics was what if the X-Men died on their first mission? It showed their grave and like Xavier crying, "What have I done?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's a great question." So it's just if the questions don't interest me, I'm less interested in watching it, and I'm not a fan of the animation on the show.
Okay.
The animation just that's weird CGI. Sometimes it works, but a lot of times I'm like, this is kind of too weird. But
The last two
it's just
episodes
me.
have been really good though, Rob. I'm just saying. So like
What were the questions?
so so not this week's but the week before, they phrased the question weird. But it's very good. I think it's like, what if Tony Stark lost his, or not Tony Stark, Heather, please. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? So like his girlfriend, white girlfriend, I guess they weren't married, is in the car with him when he has his accident, and that's what he loses instead of his hands. And like
Might be an interesting
it
question.
was a pretty good one. And then this week was what if zombies? And it was better than I thought it was going to be, because I was like, you could do what if zombies pretty like
All right.
corny and cheesy.
I'll do the what if zombies just because you liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
And my wife likes zombies, so.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which quirky superhero computer expert was more annoying? Darcy in Thor and WandaVision, or Felicity in Arrow? I like Felicity in Arrow, excuse you, so I'm going to choose Felicity.
I'm gonna go with Darcy. So here's the thing about Felicity. I liked Felicity before it became Olicity. Like, a lot of Felicity was just, she as an actress was fine. The writing was terrible.
Okay.
So the longer they kept dragging that out, I wasn't as into her. But Darcy was never good. So
No,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go with her.
So I guess she's more annoying, yes.
Yeah.
Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, what are your thoughts on Wen Wu as the villain of Shang-Chi? Personally, I found him comparable to John Silver from Treasure Planet. The actor really brought a complexity, humanity, and vulnerability to the role. Yeah, I mean, I thought everyone was acting their butts off in Shang-Chi. So I liked his performance. And I thought I saw someone ask this later, so I'll probably delve into it later. I really liked Aquafina in that movie too. So yeah, everyone did a great job. Teja Payne, thank you for the 50 bits. How reasonable would it be to expect that the Chart Guy's wedding is handled by William Playfair, the man credited behind the concept of modern charts and graphs?
If we can find a way to make that work, that's just so specific and hilarious, maybe.
William Playfair, we'll have to remember that one. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, you're gigantic. You really are a motherfucking T-Rex.
I gotta get that banner. Dinosaurs ruled the earth, like, flying in front of me.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Sorry. Who do you think gave the best performance in Logan? Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, or Daphne Keane? Ooh, it's been a while. Hugh Jackman was great in that movie, but I love Sir Patrick Stewart with all my heart.
So here's the thing. I love Patrick Stewart. I'm not knocking Patrick Stewart. Based on the roles they were given, because some of it is just, well, what were they handed? Like, Hugh Jackman and Daphne Keane, like, the roles required a lot more of them than it did Patrick Stewart. Like, it required a lot from Patrick Stewart, but God, between the two of them, they each had moments that, like, I was like, dude, crying. Like I'm not crying, you're crying. Like when Hugh Jackman was always like, he always loved the ocean. I'm like, I was getting all misty eyed there. And then when Daphne Keane was like, no, when God, her scene was really good. I don't know. It's a tie between the two. Daphne Keane was incredible because she's so young. I mean, Jackman's been doing this a while, so I'll go with both of them. It's a tie.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Oh, I just read that, Heather, please. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, they just announced Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine for the PS5. Oh, I know. I saw the presentation, and they definitely saved the best for last. Spider-Man 2 is going to be... Did you play Spider-Man on PS4, Rob?
I have not.
Oh, it's so good. It's a very good Spider-Man game.
I gotta try it out. I mean, I've got a PS5, so I should just get it there.
Yeah, it's backwards compatible, right? Because I have a disc copy.
It should be, I think. Yeah,
I've got a disc copy I could always just bring, you know? Oh, Spider-Man PS4.
I'd like to try it. I was watching a lot of Let's Plays of it at the time,
and
I'm like,
good.
Oh yeah, this looks pretty fun.
So yeah, they announced Spider-Man 2 today, and a new Wolverine game by the same people who made the Spider-Man game, and oh my gosh, I'm pumped.
I can tell you one person who's gonna be all over that. Rhymes with Slug. He's gonna salivate to get his hands on that game because he's just such a Wolverine stan.
Awesome. That's amazing. Although, the other thing that they started the presentation with that I am very excited about, and I don't think people are talking about enough, that I can't remember if you played this game or not. They're doing a Knights of the Old Republic remake. Star Wars game?
The Star Wars games, I think the last Star Wars game I played was TIE Fighter on DOS.
Oh,
PC,
gosh.
So,
well, we played Squadrons.
All of those, I never got that. I never got into them.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Luke the Boss, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey everyone, hope y'all's day are doing well. Maybe it's just me, but that Matrix trailer just did not get me hyped the way I thought it should have. What do you all think?
Um, I just watched it. I might be slightly more excited than I originally thought, just because I kind of realized a couple things. One, the Matrix sequels blow. And I'm like, you know what? It would be nice to go back to this universe and maybe hopefully go out on a higher note than Revolutions, because that was a terrible movie. Two, I like how Keanu Reeves is aged and kind of leaned into it. And seeing him older as Neo, I'm like, this might be more interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And I like him fine in the first Matrix. Doug and I disagree on the first Matrix. I like it more than he does. I love that movie. So I was kind of like, yeah, I'm a little more into it than I thought I might be.
Yeah.
It surprised me.
It surprised me too. I'm very intrigued. Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. It finally happened. Rob finally killed Doug.
Yeah, so that's that smell. I really gotta clean out that body.
They could smell it through the screen. Rob has invented smell-o-vision.
No, that was my dog being sick this morning.
Oh.
Still air in the place.
Oh no.
Poor thing.
Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. I actually prefer Cinderella 3 to the original. It's have for me much better character development, especially Anastasia. Also, stepmother is even more evil and scary. Prince has personality. Also, his stairs scene is mimetic and funny.
I kind of wish that movie had a bigger budget, because I'm just like, yeah, this is better than it has any right to be. But the one thing I don't like, there's some minor things I don't like, but the one thing that always sticks out to me is like the animation. Just it's better than standard TV animation, but it still is subpar for Disney because it's direct to DVD. And I'm just like, yeah, I kind of wish there was a bigger budget.
Sorry, I had to point out, Monica in chat was just like, so Ellie ate Doug's body. That's why she's sick.
That's why she's so sick.
I'm sorry, I just thought that was brilliant. Anu, thank you for the...
Stop picking at his ear.
Anu, thank you for the 300 bits. My bits go to the doggo's health.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the vet said she should be okay, but she's on a chicken and rice diet for the next few days.
Energy Czar, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi Rob, have you ever considered playing or watching the Metal Gear Solid franchise? It's famous for its very intelligent but also wacky writing. In my mind, the best video game story franchise in all of gaming.
I never got into that, and maybe I should look into it, but sometimes you hit a point where it's like you've gone so far without doing something that I'm like, do I want to add another thing? I might consider it. I have I've heard nothing but good things, so I obviously have nothing against it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I just have so many other games to play. I'm like, yeah, I should probably get to that series eventually, but I don't know. Right now, I'm doing the Metroid series, so if you're interested in that, Mondays right here, I'm playing Super Metroid for the very first time, and it's been an experience. That's for sure.
Super Metroid's my favorite, hands down.
Then I'm probably doing some of Fusion, if not all of Fusion, before we hit Dread, because Dread's coming out next month. I'm very excited about it.
Can't wait for Dread.
I know, guys.
Different Dread.
Right. I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Has Brad ever told you about Finding Jesus 2, Rob?
No, and if you tell him, I'll kill you. I don't know. Did he ever mention that? He hasn't yet, so I'm hopeful he doesn't know about it.
Adam Grunter, thank you for the 50 bits. If you could hang out with one of the Fellowship of the Rings member, who would it be? I'd personally go with Pippin. Yeah, he's a moron, but he's clearly more fun than the other members.
Yeah. Pippin and I are pretty much spirit animals, at least in the movies. I mean, Sam would be good. Sam's loyal. The most interesting character in the whole series is Boromir, and Sean Bean played him perfectly. But I don't know if I would want to hang out with him because he might steal my shit. So.
LePew, thank you for the 50 bits. Apologize, I cannot watch the charity shoutouts now without thinking about Rob's charity.
Hey, she's beautiful on the inside and the outside, okay?
Burnsy, thank you for the 50 bits. If you're going to start an incident, make it an international incident. Doug Walker.
Oh, hell yeah. And if you're going to go for pancakes, make it an international house of pancakes.
Was not anticipating an IHOP joke today, but here we are.
This is what happens when Doug is gone. I get desperate.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your favorite and least favorite Bond movie?
Oh,
We did a whole top 5 on it.
yeah, favorites. I really like Goldfinger, Goldeneye. Why am I blanking on it?
I really like
License. I love
Skyfall.
License to Kill.
Mm. I
I
love
really like
Casino Royale.
yeah, Casino Royale and Skyfall. I really really like. A lot of the early Connery ones I like. Least I like View to a Kill as a guilty pleasure. Least favorite.
Quantum
There's a
of so-
lot of the Roger Moore ones. And then what was the one? Diamonds are for the one. Or is it Never Say Never Again? I don't know. The one where Connery came back, and it's just like stop. But and then I'd say Die Another Day was really bad.
Yeah, Die Another Day was.
Um,
Octopussy is also one where I'm like, God, I don't know.
yeah, but the Roger Moore years were the hardest to get through. It just there's some funny things in it. I like Jaws, and yeah, he gets a love story and redemption. But like Moonraker is so goofy, I like it because it's just so dumb. But a lot of the other Moore ones, it's just like yeah, they're just generically not good to me.
Of course, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you reading slash watching or playing in Wiseman Witcher? A Witcher. Be careful what you say because it's serious business in my country. Are really serious. Anyway, I recommend you get to know it.
I have not read the books. I know they're Polish, I think. Um, I've tried Witcher 3, and let me just say, I respect the hell out of the game. I'm like, I totally get why this is one of the most addictive, greatest games ever made. It was too much for me.
Okay.
I like the menus, like after a while, I'm like, when do I play it? I feel like I'm just stuck in menus and watching cutscenes. But I mean, some people love that shit. And I'm like, that's awesome. So, but I really love the universe and I love the characters. I really loved the Witcher show. And I thought, what's his face? Henry Cavill did a spectacular job of imitating the source material. Like, so I could watch a show all day, and I can't wait for season 2. So that's my experience with The Witcher.
I still have to watch that show. It's on the long list of things
Oh,
that Lucas and I have to watch together.
it's so great. I enjoyed the hell of it. Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Taylor with Ty, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm not too thrilled about a sequel to the Joker movie, but since we're getting a sequel, what do you want and don't want to see?
What I want to see is the movie get canceled. What I don't want to see is a Joker sequel.
Ooh, okay. What I
That
don't
is I told on Brad's when I reviewed it with Brad, I said they're gonna make a sequel to this. I swear to God, I had all of Brad's fans in the YouTube comments. They're not gonna do that, Rob. No, they wouldn't do it. I'm like, they're eating their words now. I told you it was gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, and what I mainly don't want to see is for them the studio to be like, "Oh, well the reason it was so good is cuz it was rated R." So let's just make it as hard R as we can.
No, it
Like
was just a good story. It was a great
right,
70s movie.
exactly. So that's what I don't want to see is for it to just be more gore and more whatever because they're like that's what people wanted, right? Because it was rated R, that's why. I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. I can tell you that Cinderella 3 is so much better than Amazon's Cinderella film with James Corden.
That is absolutely true. That James Corden one was bad. Oh, it was bad. Nobody could sing either. There was so much
No, I
auto
hate
tune
that.
everywhere.
Oh,
It was just auto tune.
oh.
The only person that wasn't auto tuned was Pierce Brosnan, where they leaned into the fact that he sucks at singing. I'm like, well, at least he's admitting it, unlike Mamma Mia, like that. He's like, yeah, I just suck. They made it a big joke. I think he was the only one I don't think was auto tuned in the whole goddamn thing.
That's really funny. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Do hope Doug comes to Denmark, which is in Europe. I mean, I don't know his itinerary, and I'm not doxing where he is.
I don't know because of the COVID thing. Things changed. He
Oh.
was gonna go to Amsterdam, which is Netherlands, so that's probably as close to Denmark as he's gonna get. And I know he was also doing the British Isles, but the apparently it kept shrinking as like the whole COVID thing was like and where you could go as an American. So I don't know exactly where he's going, but he did want to drink some scotch, so I can tell you he was probably in Scotland at some point.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Rob. What's your favorite Ben Stiller performance? My personal favorite is the Meyerowitz stories, although his funniest for me is probably Dodgeball.
Oh my god, Dodgeball is really funny. Let me think. Dodgeball. I love watching him get tortured in the Cable Guy. Uh, what's the supermodel movie where he was? Oh, why am I blanking on it? He did that stare. That was pretty
Mm.
funny. Zoolander. Yeah, Zoolander was pretty funny, and that's one where I feel like I'm the only one who likes Zoolander. Oh, I'm trying to think. I liked him in Mystery Men. I like. Freaking Happy Gilmore, where he's running that crooked, shady old folks home, and he's like talking to grandma. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to sleep? I will put you to sleep." But I just love Ben Stiller in almost anything. I actually think he's really funny.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Bravo, Heather. Not since Deadpool 2 has an actor hammed it up and chewed the scenery the way you did in X-Men Dark Phoenix review. Lol. Yes, thank you. It was a lot of fun to just lay on that couch and be like, ah, ah. I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, have you caught up on season 2 of Hilda? It's even more beautiful than the first season. If so, what's your favorite episode of that show?
No, I gotta catch up with that. I gotta find like just some time to like just chill and what maybe late at night because it's the show was just so chill that it's like you don't want to watch it when you're in a mood to really watch something. It's sometimes like a Ghibli film, one of those slower ones where it's just like, nah, I just want to take my time. So I'll get around to it though, because I did like the first season. First season was pretty good.
Oink Master Supreme, thank you for that 3-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Hi to my beautiful duo. I'm super proud to say I'm a fan. Bless you and thank you for everything you do. Do you have a favorite movie released this year so far? I have to go with The Green Knight.
I haven't seen much of anything.
I know, right? I was just thinking the same thing.
I think the only I mean if we're going if we're going with things I've seen in the cinema all year so far, it was Paw Patrol. So I guess technically Paw Patrol is the best release I've seen so
I
far.
was taking a sip of whiskey when you said that, Rob.
Yeah. Brad dragged me to that goddamn movie. And to be honest, it really wasn't that bad. I'm like, okay, it's meant for 5-year-olds, but it's perfectly reasonable. I didn't feel insulted being there like I did like Playing with Fire or the Bobbleheads movie. So yeah, Brad's like, yeah, it's great. So this is the first movie you've seen in like a year and a half in the theater. I'm like, yeah, thanks for that, Brad. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe Shang-Chi is probably my favorite movie I've seen this year so far.
That's probably gonna be it for me once I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
But
so.
Dune, I'm looking most forward to Dune.
Dune!
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
That looks cool. Mad Hatter, thank you for the 50 bits. The Disney sequel we really need. Frollo returns as a demon of hell and drags Esmeralda back down with him. Then Quasimodo and the Night Chad guy have to traverse the 9 circles to rescue her. Let's go 80s Disney dark.
Jesus Christ.
But that sounds great though.
Yeah, okay. If they ever greenlit something like that, that would be amazing.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think Del Toro is a better pick to direct the MCU Blade movie?
Guillermo del Toro?
I don't know.
There's okay. There's 2 picks that I would go with. Guillermo del Toro, or I would go with James Gunn.
Oh.
So I could see a lot of gore, some vampires, but the secret to Blade, if you really look at Blade, the secret to Blade is that it's got a cool factor. It's David Goyer, who can't write a good script to save his life. And if you really look at the script, it's not that great. It's those characters sell it. The actors there sell it. So, and I feel James Gunn is really good at that. Like he just pulls the most out of actors in a really cool, fun way. So those would be my two picks. And I love Del Toro. So, but problem is if you sign Del Toro to something, he may just not show up. Just like, oh, I've got something else now, something else. Like so, but yeah, either of those I think would work.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Which film are you most excited for? Encanto, No Time to Die, or Eternals? I might pick No Time to Die of those three, honestly.
Yeah, I would
I'm
probably say
still
No
not
Time to
sold
Die.
on Eternals.
I'm not either.
Flame Reaper Man, thank you for the 300 bits. Hello, can you take a look at and review a show called Infinity Train? I know for a fact you and Doug will absolutely love the show.
I think Doug is watching it.
Is he?
Or did see some of it. Yeah, I've seen like the pilot episode and I liked it. It was just another one of those things where it's when we work and we have to watch so much stuff, it's just like, what do I really want to watch on the side? So I just didn't get around to it, but I liked what I saw.
Energy Czar, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you guys follow Illinois local politics closely, and is it as corrupt as people say? I mean, honestly, I don't think
Oh,
that's
it's
specific
worse.
to Illinois, but.
No, there's a reason Cook County is called Crook County.
Ah.
I feel like Chicago, like whenever like there's some story like that, I always think of the Joker and Batman from Tim Burton's Batman. Decent people shouldn't live here; they'd be happier someplace else. um, no, I love Chicago, but you just that's one of the things you just got to put up with. And it's a completely awesome, livable city. Most of the people who complain about Chicago actually aren't from here, so I'm like, well, come enjoy the city and then tell me that.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen the trailer for Matrix Resurrections yet?
I did
Yes.
right before this. I'm a little more like interested. I'm not gonna say I'm totally psyched, but I'm like, all right, yeah, I want to see where this is going.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, that was not a disastrous trailer where I'm just like, I don't need this. I'm like, I might need this. Let's see.
Titaniac, thank you for the 100 bits. I get why people don't like The Greatest Showman for being historically inaccurate, among others, but there are four things that make it memorable for me: the songs, the visuals, the actors, and the themes. If you make an NC for it, keep those four things in mind. I love
Yeah,
Greatest
well,
Showman,
it
but
was a
not
guilty
because
it was
it's
a
an
guilty pleasure
amazing
for us.
film.
We're like, this movie's both awful and kind of amazing at the same time.
Exactly. The music is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean the music's actually good. The story, I'm just like, wow. It's kind of like, well, this is like saying, well, Song of the South had great music. Like, that's kind of where we're at with that. Like, the story just was so like, yikes. But we'll see how we tackle it. Doug does really want to do it, so.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What DC CW show has had the worst drop in quality for you? I'd probably go with Legends of Tomorrow. Flash and Arrow at least had 2 good seasons. Legends only had 1. You know what? Supergirl probably for me had the biggest just absolute drop in quality where I couldn't even watch Supergirl anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, Supergirl, Arrow with the Olicity stuff really got on my nerves. Um, I'm gonna probably go with Supergirl though. Both of them though, like Arrow was a little more disappointing because like Supergirl was just so goofy to begin with. I'm like,
Mhm.
well, but Arrow was legit really good seasons 1 through 2, and then it kept going, and I'm just like, maybe you should have stuck to 2 seasons.
Taylor with Ty, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Idris Elba playing Knuckles? I think it's a little weird, but
You know what? Whatever. I want something I can remember. I don't really remember the Sonic movie that well, which is another thing that bothers me about it. I'm like, if you're gonna go for broke, just go for it. And if it's not good, at least make something that we can all laugh at. Like, so we'll see. I don't know. I think it can be entertaining.
Bernsey, thank you for the 50 bits. Timothy Dalton was Skinner in Hot Fuzz, and that was his greatest performance.
Oh hell yeah, he's so fucking funny in that movie. Was it all those entendres like he kept doing, or those little hints, like, oh yes, I'm slashing my prices. They're killer. Like I just, and then the smile he would do, like, oh, he's so good.
Mad Hatter, thank you for the 50 bits. Marvel has had Loki, Ultron, Thanos, Dormammu, Jesus, and so many
I've come
more.
to bargain.
We need Doctor Doom to be the next big bad. Agree? If not, who, in your opinion?
I agree. I would love to see Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
But then we would need an actual Fantastic Four movie that isn't hot flaming garbage. So yeah, I don't know how they would do that. Like, we got to get a Fantastic Four movie in the MCU into the MCU. You know, a movie that doesn't suck, and then introduce him there. Because not entirely sure. Like, to me, he's so connected with the Fantastic Four. But yeah, I'd like to see Doom.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. You guys you should do a first viewing of Hot Fuzz. I mean, I don't know. We're not reviewing it though. Yeah. It would just be Tamara's never seen, but it's just all of us have never seen. That's what it would be. Horace, thank you for the 50 bits. Challenge to both of you. Where is more Christianity symbolic? In Matrix trilogy or in Snyder superhero movies? I mean, both Neo and Superman die with Jesus style. Hands, arms spread crosswise, pierced ribs, light, etc.
I'm going to say the Snyder movies, but I have to rewatch the whole Matrix trilogy again.
The Matrix trilogy, I feel like, was more rooted in general philosophy.
Yeah, like, I don't associate with pure but Snyder was very heavy-handed, and well, and not only Snyder, Bryan Singer, like in Superman Returns, it's always just like, did you get it? He's Jesus. Like,
yeah.
So I'm gonna go with those.
Yeah. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Excuse me, during your review of X-Men Dark Phoenix, Doug mentioned how so much X-Men history could have been used, and that's how I felt about Iron Fist. I love Shang-Chi, but so many people are ready to throw Iron Fist away entirely, even though his history is awesome. Just because the series sucks doesn't mean you can't soft reboot. The character is actually a badass.
Depends how much people didn't like the series. Like, it's kind of become legendary as like the one show in that set that really blew. So I don't know, maybe they could, but I'm not pining for it. If you're an Iron Fist fan, great. But yeah,
I've never read an Iron Fist comic, so like my only exposure to him is through the Netflix series, and it's not great. Matt Hannah, thank you for the 50 bits. Live-action Cinderella is more independent and is the best. Me. In the third live-action, Cinderella gets locked in an attic, sings, and twirls around until someone saves her. Animated Cinderella gets trapped in a pumpkin by Lady Tremaine, gets herself out of the pumpkin, sends horseman Lucifer off his seat, adds onto a horse before Pumpkin crashes onto a cliff, and rides back to the castle. People got it backwards.
Here's the thing. If you want to write a strong female character, just give her agency. Like, you can have her locked in an attic, like, but just give her the agency. That's what bothered me about that live action remake. She gets locked in the attic and does nothing but dance around. And it's like, she had no idea what was going on inside. It was just up to the rats to solve the problem. And I'm like, if you look at the original animated film, don't even think of Cinderella 3, where it's just batshit. But in the original film, like, the second she gets locked in the attic, she's like banging on the door, and then she's like talking to mice. It's like, go get the key. And then when the freaking cat comes in, Lucifer, no, it's like, go get the dog, go get the dog. Like, she's trying to get out. And I mean, if you just give a character some agency, that goes a long way. I think it would have helped save that live action remake a little bit, at least.
Adam Grudler, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think of Awkwafina's character in Shang-Chi? Hot take, I think she's almost as annoying as Darcy, almost. I really enjoyed her character. I don't know. I thought she did a great job. I don't want to go too into it because spoiler stuff, but I did not find her annoying. I know in general sometimes people have been finding Awkwafina annoying in general, but like, I don't know. I thought she did a great job. I really enjoyed her character. I thought she was kind of a scene stealer sometimes, honestly.
Can't comment yet.
Excuse me. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have any of you heard the early reviews for The Batman? Apparently it's the best Batman film since The Dark Knight. Have there been early reviews for it yet? I didn't even see that.
How many other... Well, I guess Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
I guess I just never think of it as a Batman movie. That's
right.
A Justice League kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess technically then, since The Dark Knight, sure. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't been following it that intensely, so a lot of times with trailers and stuff and news, I like to be surprised and not
Mm,
get like I don't want to be too biased going into something.
yeah.
So I've just been kind of in a bubble about all that stuff.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. What superhero should Jason Statham play? I would prefer Ninjak so I can see him face off against Vin Diesel's Bloodshot.
Ooh, superhero. So I was gonna say make a good bullseye.
Hmm.
Uh, I
I don't
don't
know.
know. Like that's probably the best option. Like so good on that. Yeah, I can't think. Can't think where I would want to place him.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I've seen the new James Bond trailer and it's pretty good, but it came to mind that Daniel Craig's James Bond is the only Bond with multiple movies and an arc connecting them all, which I think is a cool idea for future 007s. Any new actor will play Bond with a handful of movies with an overarching plot through their career as a 007 before passing on the mantle. Instead of being a one and done adventure per movie, what do you think?
Honestly, I'd probably really love that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is a charm to just everyone's its own thing.
Right.
But I would like that if we start getting it would allow us to get beyond just the same British dude. Um, like and maybe like I know there's this contingent out there. No, it always has to be a British male, and I'm like, yeah, but we've been doing this for like 50 years now. Like at some point, like the story's gotta like progress, and that would be a way to do it. That Bond is a code name, and you could cut to different characters. I think that would be fun. Maybe that's just me, but I enjoy Daniel Craig's take. I've enjoyed
Mhm.
most people's take outside of like I think Roger Moore's the only one. I was kind of like, eh,
Oh, all
but
right. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. You're stranded on an island with a famous comic book team. They aren't saving you. They're living with you on that island. What superhero team would you choose? I'd personally go with the Doom Patrol. I
oh
mean, I don't know if
god,
I'd want to live
no.
with the Doom Patrol though.
No, no, that's a nightmare waiting to happen. X-Men have so many fucking teen hormones. Uh,
I know, it's like who would I want to be stuck on an island with? That's a tough
probably,
question.
yeah. I'm gonna go with the Fantastic Four because they are a family and they will fight, but generally they seemed in the comics to have their shit together.
Mm.
So I'm hoping it wouldn't be just a total clusterfuck. But I'm thinking like, man, X-Men, the Avengers, like that's all a disaster waiting to happen. Like, because there's so many of them. Plus, there's more of them too, so they're all gonna fight. Like with at least with four, I'm like maybe things wouldn't be so nuts.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, do you think your brother sometimes goes too far when being unpredictable in his Nostalgia Critic reviews? Sometimes the way Doug is unpredictable isn't always good and likable, like in his Elmo and Grouchland review. He's thought we all wanted Elmo to die when clearly not that much of us don't, especially those like myself who grew up with Elmo. So that's why I think it's better to be unpredictable and good when it's actually necessary. I mean, that's a joke though. you
Yeah,
know.
I think that's a joke.
Right,
Um,
right. It's kind of more of a joke than anything, not like he thinks everyone wants Elmo to die, you know?
and even then, I would argue it's like, well, you may not want Elmo to die, and some of your friends may not, but there may be a contingent of people who didn't grow up with Elmo who would
Yeah.
love to get him killed off, especially those parents that had to buy all that Tickle Me Elmo shit back in the day. Um, I don't know. I can't stand Elmo, but I mean that was well past my time. I grew up with like Grover and that whole gang.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't. To answer your question, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I think Doug's prone to hyperbole because the character is.
Right, exactly. The
The
character is.
character is always going to be in like Doug's opinion blown way over the top, which I think some people get, and to this day I think some people don't. They assume that that's Doug's real opinion on the movie, and like he really shouts and screams all the time, and it's just like it's just like if you ever met James Rolfe, it's like he's one of the quietest dudes you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Complete opposite of like his angry video game nerd character. So I don't think so, but I mean, I'm kind of in on the joke because I know what Doug's really like. So
Right, right.
there you go.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. So, what are your real thoughts on Cinderella 3: A Twist in Time?
I like it overall. It's not perfect. Like it's one of those that if I saw that script and it was going to be a feature film, like oh no, this is getting released in theaters, I would have thrown it through a rewrite to kind of tighten up. Parts of it feel padded, and other parts just are just goofy, like the prince like just jumping out a window, as hilarious as that is. But it's way better than it has any right to be, and it's really not that bad. It's actually interesting. It's what those sequels should have been, where it's like, hey, let's really think outside of the box because they're going direct to DVD. Like maybe we don't need to be as like cautious as we would if it were a feature film, and I enjoy it for it.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What's a movie you started watching but turned off? I have two: the original Alice in Wonderland and Tom and Jerry.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I'm trying to think of one that I would. It would have been watching TV because I've never walked out of a movie. I can tell you the one that I wanted to walk out of, and it was the first time I ever wanted to walk out of a movie because I thought it was that bad. Was Lost in Space, and
Mmm.
I was like in high school, and before that, like I don't know, my parents had pretty discerning tastes. As kids we had pretty discerning taste. I never really wanted like there were bad movies and stuff, but that was the first one where I'm like, I am just so bored sitting here. I just want to leave. I want to get up and leave. Doug, I know it was The Haunting. He didn't want to the Haunting remake, the '99 film. He didn't want to finish that. Um, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was on a few months ago, and I started watching a little bit of it, and I'm just like, no, I turned it off. So there you go. There's some examples.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. If you could take one Suicide Squad character from the original movie who wasn't in the second film to join the characters who appeared in the sequel, who would you want to come back? Can I just choose Enchantress? As like a villain? Like, yeah.
Uh, Deadshot, because then you'd have both of them together.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Modika, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi guys, so Rob, do you think the Amazon Cinderella would make a good NC?
I don't know. I'd have to talk to Doug about that. In some ways, it wasn't quite bad enough. Like it was just obnoxious to sit through. But I can talk to Doug about it, and if he wants to check out like 20 minutes of it and see, we can look into that.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Are there any choices in a movie trilogy or an ongoing franchise that you wonder why directors, writers made that choice? For example, I never understood in the Jurassic Park franchise that they turned BD Wong's character into an overarching villain. Where did that come from? Because in the first film he only had a few lines, and at the time Wong was supporting cast at best.
Oh man, yeah, Jurassic Park's a great one. Star Wars, Lucas and the rest in the sequel trilogies. Like there were multiple moments where I'm like, even and I like defend Last Jedi a lot more than some people do. But even in Last Jedi, there's something
I
like,
love Last Jedi.
yeah, overall I do.
Unapologetically.
But there's certain things, particularly on the side, where I'm like, why? Like, like, did we need space horses? Like, why? Like, so. But I defend other things. But like, Rise of Skywalker is a huge one. Trying to think of franchises that that are long, like Star Trek, like Star Trek Five, The Search for God. Why? Like, oh, next gen was one. Like the next gen movies, like slow starts, then First Contact was pretty good, and then it just collapsed. And then actually Star Trek's a great example because the Into Darkness, Wrath of Khan again. Why? Like those are all ones I'd choose. Oh, and the Spider-Man movies.
Fish, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, I'm shocked you willingly watched a new musical with Pierce Brosnan, especially given that you refused to watch Mamma Mia 2.
Uh, I didn't realize he was in it because I didn't watch the
Uh,
trailers that much. I just
yeah.
heard the movie was bad. And when he showed up, I was just like, I think my wife could just hear me go, Christ. Uh, but I kind of laughed that they're just like, because I was laughing and my wife's like, "What's so funny?" I'm like, "Somebody watched Mamma Mia," and was just like, "We're not going to even bother. We're just going to make it the joke that he can't sing." So I kind of found that more amusing. Like Mamma Mia was way worse because like I don't think anybody was self-aware. At least in that case, I think they were self-aware. He sucks.
I know what, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Man, even for a jukebox musical, Cinderella's songs were pretty forgettable.
Yup. Not gonna argue there.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your favorite and least favorite Roger Moore Bond film?
Uh, f- uh,
Mm,
my my favorite my favorite is also probably my least favorite, and
interesting.
that's gonna be View to a Kill. I
All
love
right.
that movie while simultaneously saying it's probably one of the worst. But Christopher Walken is so amazing to watch, and I do like the set piece of like the Zeppelin and the Golden Gate Bridge, but at the same time, like that movie is just ridiculous. Like Moonraker 2 is another one where I could also put that as my favorite and least favorite. It is so beyond dumb. So the
Yeah.
stupidest things I've ever seen, but I'm like, I'll be damned if it's on, I'm fucking watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess maybe it's like a fun, ironic hate watch of both those movies. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Octopussy is probably my least favorite of his. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you guys know of Johnny Quest? And if so, what are your thoughts? I do know of Johnny Quest. It was all right.
I like their cousins, the Venture Brothers, better, but yeah, it's fine.
Retro Station, thank you for the 150 bits. Rob, in the pole position commercial parody, excellent work as a Midwest family. Heather, brilliant work as Jubilee, by the way. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. I mean, yeah, pole position. What are you, some kind of jerk?
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, will you watch a film called Gooby for me? You're gonna love it. It's so horrible, so terrifying, and so cheap, it's fantastic.
No, it's part of my religion. I'm not allowed to watch any film called Gooby. Violates a commandment.
Great. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. If the Garbage Pail Kids movie didn't include those little hell spawns and only focused on the stupid kid making dumb clothes for the teenage girl, do you think it would still be the worst movie ever made?
I mean, you need the little hell spawns though. That is literally the Garbage Pail Kids. I don't know how you would do it without them. I don't know, it'd be the worst ever. It'd still be really stupid because it's some kid being beaten up by weird ass bullies to make clothes, which makes no sense either.
Eastern 57, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, I hear you're a hell of a cook. What are some of your specialties?
Meth. No, it's turned into Breaking Bad. I do a lot. Like I like a lot of Asian cooking, like stir fries and stuff. I like Thai food. Um, I do a really good tom kha soup, which is like this coconut soup with like
Ooh.
chicken in it. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, it's really so good.
He also makes a really mean cocktail, can confirm.
I do make a mean cocktail. The kind of cocktails that people go like, "Woof! I don't remember what happened last night."
As Notary, thank you for that subscription. Welcome, appreciate it. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 50 bits. As of today, I got my Nausicaa Valley of the Wind complete manga omnibus collection today from Amazon. Rob and or Heather, have you read the manga? What are your thoughts? I love the movie as well as the other Ghibli movies.
It's you can't. So it's right above my head. Like you can't quite see it, but the that white blotch there, that was behind my head. That's I've got them all, and I love them.
I love them too. Yeah, the manga I really enjoyed. Yeah. Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your least favorite moment from NC? Like maybe something he did against your wishes?
Mm,
I can't think of anything, honestly. I have been not
I
to
mean
be
I've
like
got a few, but
I
big
have been shocked
ones.
how much Doug is willing to work with all of us. Like, even to the point of in the It review, I will always tell the story. In the It review, I played Richie. You know, like, am I right, boys? The original script that he sent me with that was full of like swears and like dirty, dirty innuendos. And at the time, I was still teaching middle school. And I was like, Doug, I'm really sorry, but I can't do this. Like, some of my students could find this and they're gonna be like, wow, why is Miss Roos dropping F-bombs on YouTube? Like, I was like, I really can't do this. And instead of like recasting me, he rewrote the whole entire script until I was comfortable with what I was saying and like my students finding it on YouTube. So I don't know. He's always been awesome for me.
Uh, like the Lord of the Rings ones, there were a couple things I think of the dumbest moments. I don't remember what they are now. Like the Spider-Man, like the first two Spider-Man, like he was complaining about things. I was like, how dare you? Uh, there were some things in the wall that I'm like disagreed on there. I think Sailor Moon, there were just some things where I'm just like, I don't think you get it, Doug, like, because I just have watched a lot of anime, and I'm not always defending anything that's anime. It's just like these are things you kind of take in context. But yeah, those are four that stick out. But it just it happens. Like we can't all agree on everything. So
Teja Payne, thank you for the 50 bits. In terms of actors who excel on delivering dialogue, which ones are your favorite? I could listen to James Spader talking about the Bible for hours.
oh, there's a ton. James Earl Jones, Anthony Hopkins, um, Lawrence Fishburne.
I could listen to Morgan Freeman for hours.
Yeah, I like Morgan Freeman, but that became too much of a meme, so I didn't want to say that. Yeah, there's just a ton. Keith David. Keith David's really good. Love his voice. Christopher. Yeah, somebody mentioned Christopher Lee. He's a really good one. There's a ton. I could go on all night.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for all of you. Out of all foods humanity has created, what food should we be the most proud of? What a question.
Hmm,
Anything that feeds and sustains you. Anything that feeds your soul, man. I don't know. What should we be most proud of?
Pizza,
Pizza. Good one.
because every there's two things: pizza and donuts. Because almost every society on the planet has some form of them. They either have some form of flatbread or they have some sort of fried dough. Like I swear to God, almost any society, even if you're living in the jungle, you'll find a way to do something like that somehow. So I'm gonna go with those two.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Here's an idea, maybe for an NC video. The video starts off with Rob in the NC clothes, then Doug walks in and scares Rob away and takes back his NC attire.
We did that like, oh man, it was so long ago. There was a blooper like season one or two where Doug had turned the camera on, and I happened to be in the room, so I sat in front of there, and I was like, "Blah blah blah blah! I'm the nostalgia critic." Blah 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 blah, shouting, and like Doug came in, and I just ran off, and then Doug just like steps in front of the camera, and he's just like, "The hell was that?" So, I don't know. Maybe we'll do something like that again.
We might have to pick up the pace a little bit. We're actually an hour behind.
Well, let's go.
Burnsy, thank you for the 50 bits. FYI, there's a video on YouTube you guys might like. Loki, the MCU, and narcissism. Oh,
I might check it out.
yeah, that sounds interesting. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which voice actor of famous adult animated cartoon characters is your favorite? Dan Castellanella. I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry. I know who he is, though. Trey Parker or Seth MacFarlane? Dan.
For me, Seth.
Okay.
I just love his voice. Like, I'm Homer Simpson's fine. I'm not a huge like Homer voice fan. It just is what it is.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. I did like What If T'Challa was Star-Lord. Yeah, that was a really good episode. I still think the Doctor Strange one is my favorite, but that was also a good one. They do get better.
I did want to check out the T'Challa one because that was one where I'm like, I'm not interested in that question, so I'm curious what they do with it.
Big Mac, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen Invincible, Rob?
I have not. Sorry.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, what are your opinions on some of the good movies that Doug has done negative reviews on, like Signs, Bridge to Terabithia, Jungle Book 2016, Man of the Moon, Moulin Rouge? I know that you liked Mary Poppins Return, while your brother, who is too obsessed with the first film, heartlessly hates on the sequel and shows no love towards it. Also, has your wife ever assist you while making your brother's Nostalgia Critic reviews?
So on that one, my wife, no. Um, Heartlessly, interesting. I don't love Mary Poppins Returns. It's got a fuck ton of problems. I just saw a little more good in it than he did. There are some things I like in it. I like the idea. I think it was executed pretty poorly, actually. Those other ones I like. I think the only one that I remember sticking out is I like Moulin Rouge better than he did. There is a kinetic energy to it I enjoy, even though I'm not gonna say it's great art. But yeah, that's all I can remember. I think I agreed with most of the other ones he said. So.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, what makes a movie or show about nothing work? For example, The Big Lebowski and Seinfeld.
Well, if it was something, that wouldn't be nothing. So nothing.
It's got a special like spark to it too. Like Clerks is that way too, but I love
Yeah,
Clerks.
you have to have you have to somehow make it really about nothing, but also have interesting characters to watch. It should just be characters doing shit. And that's why I think what makes all of them interesting is the characters are interesting to watch, good or bad. Like Seinfeld was like, I hate these characters. I'm like, well, that's also part of the point. So.
Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. With summer having faded away, we'll soon be coming upon the holiday seasons. This begs the question, why is it that people are constantly trying to mash up Halloween and Christmas into a single entity? Was it just because The Nightmare Before Christmas became popular, or do you think there's a deeper reason at play? I think because,
Money.
well, they're also
That's your
such
answer.
dichotomies that, like, the holidays are, like, Christmas is so feel good and family oriented while Halloween is like a slasher. I think that idea just always kind of
It's
feels fun.
all pushed by the stores. That's my answer.
Taylor Watai, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you feel about a third Kill Bill movie? Could it work?
Sure, because you got that little black girl left in was it Kill Bill 1 where it's like, well, if you ever want to come hunt me down, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let's see that movie then.
Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Rob, would you consider a fanscription on the Karate Kid series? Like, what if Daniel LaRusso was in the next Karate Kid?
I might. I like the Karate Kid movies, but I thought the third was weak sauce along with the one with Hilary Swank. So yeah, maybe.
I know what, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, were you surprised by the cameos that happened in Shang-Chi? I think one of the cameos has a better performance than their first movie. Yeah, I mean, I liked all of the actors. I think everyone really put in a great performance in Shang-Chi. And I was glad they had some of those cameos pop in, especially one of the bigger ones that was kind of more important that I don't want to spoil. But yeah, I think they were really fun, for sure. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. In your opinion, what was the best MCU film and best non MCU film? And between those two of the films, which is better? Wait, hold on. Which is the
Non MCU like
ever?
DC or
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
Fox X-Men's or yeah, but best MCU I really still to this day like Guardians of the Galaxy probably. That first one just is so much fun to me. And I do like Civil War and Endgame. So those.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. I know how the chart guys can consummate their marriage. Malcolm, I forget who's one or two, dresses up as a sky portal to arouse Rob.
I'm I'm never gonna live that down. So I told Doug, I was like, once this goes on screen, it's there forever. Yeah, I mean we could go back to that. May as well lean into it and own it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who was your favorite Let's Play gamer on YouTube? I don't watch Let's Players on YouTube, sorry. I do, I watch
Yeah,
Twitch.
I do, but I watch ones that they don't talk.
Mm.
I watched Game Grumps because that was just because we knew Aaron Hansen from when we did our early work, and we were at a couple cons, so I got kind of grandfathered into that. Like I know of Oni plays. I've seen like a couple. I've seen a lot of stuff when they talk about us, but yeah, I've seen some Jacksepticeye, and but nobody that I would say like, oh, I watch them all the time. I watch a lot of Let's Plays that are just playthroughs. I just like watching, particularly experts play through a game or speed runs. I like that kind of thing. I'm pretty boring.
Matthew Paul, thank you for the 50 bits. Would have liked to ask this with Doug here, but when you guys do a nostalgia critic review of Batman 89, you should totally ask Brad to play Jack Nicholson's Joker, considering how often people have said he sounds like Jack Nicholson.
Oh, that's you didn't even need to tell us that. But that's already in the works. I'm like, if we're quoting Joker, Brad's gonna do it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for all of you. What video game do you really want a remaster of? For me, it's Ultimate Spider-Man, Star Wars Force Unleashed, and the Punisher game. Hmm.
Morrowind.
Hmm.
Like
Interesting.
I would like I would like to Morrowind. What was the one before that?
I would
Or no,
like.
what was what am I thinking? What was 4? Elder Scrolls 4. 5 was Skyrim. Was Morrowind 3?
I'm not positive.
I'm trying. Oh, Oblivion. Okay, Oblivion. Yeah, I'd like to say Oblivion and Morrowind, both of them. I would love to see like a remaster, like gorgeous, and get some PS5 graphics, and I'd be really interested. I'd love to see a reboot again of Tie Fighter with the graphics we got now, because I
Hmm.
love that game growing up.
I'd be interested in a remaster of Crazy Taxi with upgraded
Oh
graphics.
hell yeah! You got 10 crazy minutes.
That would just be all the nostalgia. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which line is dumber? The toad struck by lightning in X-Men or the cookies needing love like everything in Matrix Revolution?
Oh, the cookies needing love. The
Yeah.
Toad one is so dumb it just almost works.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, are the Nostalgia Critics' opinions Doug's alone and not a combination of his and yours? Because it's Doug's show and it should be only his thoughts that come out of the NC's mouth.
How dare you? Uh, it is normally kind of a combination. Doug gets final say though. And that's like I always joke when it's something that he goes with I disagree with him on. I always say now under protest. I said that with Spider-Man in particular. I'm like now under protest we review Spider-Man because I was just like I did not want to hate on that movie because I enjoy particularly Spider-Man 2. I enjoy the hell out of it. So
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage will be terrible now that it's been confirmed to be PG 13?
yeah, I'm not happy about that. Not gonna lie.
I don't
So
think it'll make it bad, but we'll see. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Oh, great. Chicken and Rice reminds me of that Invader Zim movie from Netflix, mostly Gur's song about peace.
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, will you ever review Robert Rodriguez's films Shorts or Spy Kids all the time in the world?
A spy One of those Spy Kids ones is one of our best like watched at the highest numbers, so maybe. Like I won't say no. I'd have to talk Doug about it.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, I asked Brad about Finding Jesus too. He knows.
Why based God? All right, fine. Well, we're probably gonna see it at some point then.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather and Rob, what would you want from Cruella's sequel? I want it to get a little darker, something like the Joker movie. I want the title to be Cruella 2, All Dogs Go to Hell.
I would like it to be darker because she's supposed to be just freaking killing puppies by the time you get to the animated film.
Right, instead of it being
Uh,
a rumor.
Yeah, no rumors.
No, no, no,
I
she's
want
not
it to be like
redemptive.
that evil puppy farm in Beethoven. See them all in cages, and you just know that most of them aren't gonna make it out of there because Dean Jones wants to test some fucking bullets. Like I want it to be dark.
Bernsey, thank you for the 50 bits. I know it's been delayed to 2022, but I just saw that IGN posted a God of War Ragnarok trailer on YouTube about an hour ago. Yeah, because the PlayStation showcase was today, and it looks amazing. I'm so excited for God of War Ragnarok.
I gotta play that actually.
Oh, I have that one too. Rob, I have that one too.
We should talk.
Yeah, we should. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Might be me, but the 1960s Agent Zero M could work today with Nerf. Look it up if you want to. I don't know Agent Zero M, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not making a connection there.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. The funniest thing about Barb Wire is that she's nothing like the movie. She's not dark and serious. She's known for her humor, but she's not a stripper. The place she owns is just a bar. Steel Harbor is nothing like the movie. Imagine Detroit from RoboCop. Her love interest looks like Rick James, and the reason why she doesn't like to be called Babe is because there's a superheroine who looks like her with the name Babe. Also, Charlie, the blind guy, is a mechanic.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Gotta give it that. I don't know. I agree. It happens all the time with adapting stuff.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. There's a lot of big Blu-ray releases coming soon. Cruella, Black Widow, Space Jam New Legacy, F9, etc. How many of them will you purchase? None of those, I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe F9 if any. But yeah, no.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Do any of you have any figures or figurines? I have a few Pop Funko figures, an Edward Elric figure, a Winry, a Rockbell figure, lots of Sailor Moon figures, and recently an Ayu Tsukimiya from Kano Nendoroid.
I don't get into that kind of thing. I have like a Al from Full Metal Alchemist, like the suit of armor. Um, that I think came with like a DVD set I got, and that's it. I know. So at the studio, there's a ton of like those Funko Pop things,
Mm-hmm.
but Doug and I didn't buy them. A lot of them were like gifted to us, and it's like it's super cool, but I just yeah, it's not my thing. Like if it's your thing, great. I don't collect like kind of stuff like that. Don't know what to tell you.
I've got quite a few figurines. I collected more in like high school and college, but my big collection is of Gunpla, which is plastic Gundam models. I have a ton of those. So I guess those kind of count as figurines, but yeah. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, which superhero origin movie in terms of writing, directing, and cinematography still hold up? Iron Man or Batman Begins? I would
I mean,
choose Batman Begins.
yeah, probably Batman Begins. They both hold up pretty well, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with either of them, but probably Batman Begins.
Big Mac, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you watched the new animated Witcher movie on Netflix called Nightmare of the Wolf?
No, I gotta check it out. I tried watching it, and then Netflix glitched out on me, and I just hadn't gotten back to it because I saw it there, and I'm like, more Witcher, yes, please. So I do want to see it.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have any of you seen Vivo yet? I promise it's a really good movie from Sony. No, I haven't.
Seen it.
I know, I'm sorry. Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. Amazon Cinderella was clearly made for money.
No.
What?
Said what?
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, who would win in a fight between the mugger who killed Batman's parents or the mugger who killed Spider-Man's Uncle Ben? And which character would you read a comic book about?
I mean, I'm gonna go with the mugger who killed Batman's parents because that one was just cold blooded, like right in front of the kid. It's like holy shit. Th- who'd I read? Well, like, so I feel like Spider-Man. Like I'd have to go back. It's been so long since I've read any of them, but I felt like somehow they addressed that in one of the comic series. I'd be interested in seeing the Batman one because I know in the Tim Burton movie they just made it the Joker, but like if you went with it's just somebody else, I feel like that had to have been done at some point, but I don't know. But the Batman one.
Tenko, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Rob, I brought this up to Heather some time ago, but have you played or have been interested in playing the Super Robot Wars games? They have a bunch of mecha anime that take part in the game, including Gun X Sword and Gundam. If you want some ideas of the gameplay, you can look them up on YouTube.
I did like Gun X Sword. Probably not. I'm actually strangely not that into mecha. Heather is. There's just a handful of mecha I like. Gun X Sword was one. Eva, some Gundam. Is it
Escaflowne is fantastic.
Escaflowne? Yeah. But most mecha, like I don't religiously watch them all.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you'll watch Adam's Family 2 or Ron's Gone Wrong with Brad, Rob?
he's gonna drag me to one of those, and I'm just gonna cry myself into a bucket of popcorn or something. It's you know what? I'm gonna get that popcorn unsalted because it's gonna be filled with my salty, salty tears.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Rob, which Simpsons character do you think has the funniest voice? I'm torn between Grandpa, Barney, Ralph, and Lenny.
Oh no, 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 no! You gotta go, Professor Frink. Oh, that monkey's gonna pay. Or I don't know who he is, but he's just like the nerdy kind of kid who's like, oh, geez, if I had a girlfriend, she'd kill me. The one who's always working at the fast food places. Those two are my favorite.
Big Mac, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your and Doug's opinion on Penn and Teller?
Oh, I love Penn and Teller. Yeah, I watched a lot of their stuff back in the day. Still do. So, I thought their bullshit show, a lot of it was just preaching to the choir for me. So, but yeah, overall, I love their stuff.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think the alternate ending of oh my gosh, Heather. The alternate ending of Amazing Spider-Man 2 where Peter's father is alive would have made the movie worse if it was included. I personally liked the scene. They even put it in with great power line, better than Martin Sheen's weird replacement for the line in the first film.
An Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean that movie was just, there was no redeeming that movie. So I don't think it would have mattered one way or the other. Like, that movie made so many mistakes that had nothing to do with that I'm just like, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for all of you. What movie can you think of that you think would be elevated by changing its genre? I love Cruella, but I think it works better as a psychological thriller or a horror film, or the movie Ever After can be a swashbuckling action movie.
Oh, jeez.
Hmm.
That question's too good. I don't know if I can think of something in the short time we got.
Right. Changing its genre. I don't know.
I can't think. Yeah, I can't think of anything. It's one of those. I'm like, that's one of those where I would have to sit there in front of a computer and like type a few ideas. I can't. Yeah,
That is
sorry.
a really great
It's a
question.
great question.
Yeah.
Might plug that one in later and think about it.
Right. Yeah. Right. Man. I can't think of anything. Sorry, Talkative Carl. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Shyamalan villain had the dumbest weakness? Water with the aliens and signs, or the jelly side down toast in Devil?
Oh, the water thing in Signs, because Signs was taking itself seriously. Devil pretty quickly started to fall apart. But I'm just like, you go to a planet that's made up of like three quarters water, and I'm just like, they can't open doors. The whole thing's stupid.
I know a guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, what are you going to watch this Christmas? Matrix Resurrection, Spider-Man No Way Home, or Sing 2?
Uh,
Probably Spider-Man for me.
yeah, Spider-Man. Sing 2, hell no. I have no desire to see it unless Brad drags me to it. But Spider-Man or Matrix, I'm curious. So
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I think Shang-Chi has the highest audience score of all the MCU films with a magnificent 98%. Well, good for it. It's a great movie. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Honestly, I want Jordan Peele to direct Blade.
I could see that.
That could be
Um,
cool.
okay, really quickly, I did think of one from the previous question because
Okay.
somebody brought up Shyamalan. I think The Village could have worked as a real supernatural thriller
Mm-hmm.
or a real period piece, like The Crucible or something. Like, I don't know if I does it matter if I give it away, but that ending, that twist at the end, really wrecked what I thought was like at least kind of an interesting idea so far. And then it was just like, what the fuck? So there you go.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Owen Wilson being announced as the lead of the Haunted Mansion reboot? Do you think he'll be worse than Eddie Murphy?
I no, but I'm getting flashbacks to that 1999 Haunting remake, and I'm just like, really? I'm like, I don't want to think about that movie while trying to watch this one, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's also weird because they did also announce some other people who were going to be in it. So like Tiffany Haddish is also in it. So now they're saying maybe it's or not maybe. Now they're saying well it's kind of an ensemble cast and I'm like Maybe,
Again, now I'm
I
thinking back to the
don't know.
Haunting remake. Well, we'll see.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, remember certain movie stars who had outbursts on set with a crew like Christian Bale and Tom Cruise? Do you think celebrities should rein in their anger on set, or at the very least apologize when things settle down? Because they should know they can't behave like that.
I mean, I agree. I'll say this: the Christian Bale one, I think he's out of line with the how ridiculous he was over the top. But apparently, from the story I heard, like there was some legitimate fuck ups, and he may have been kind of in the right. But I think when you're that over the top, it makes you look weak. Like it makes you look like just a male Karen just screaming and ranting, and you don't come out looking good, even if you're in the right when you do that. Should somebody rein them in because they shouldn't act that way? Sure, somebody should, but they're celebrities, and you've invested $20 million to get them in your movie. What are you gonna fucking do?
I think in general too, we don't know all sides of the story, and like people are humans. Celebrities are
Yeah,
humans. We're people. Like, who knows what could have been, like, for all we know, Christian Bale could have been having like the worst day or like personal issues behind the scenes that he didn't share with anyone. Like, they're all humans. We're all people. We all get angry and have bad days and like scream when we shouldn't. And like,
I would tell them not to do it though, because that's the optics will always look bad, even if you're in the
right.
right. Even because that's then we have to sit here and say that, well, we're all human and stuff like. Um, so to the one that I heard about is the character Tom Cruise played in Tropic Thunder is based on a real producer, and apparently that guy's just fucking nuts. And apparently, like Tom Cruise is almost underplaying him in that movie. So like that sort of behavior has no place anywhere. I just think it was like, okay, you're just a fucking douchebag. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah. I just know that like I've angrily snapped at students and like absolutely shouted when I shouldn't have, and then it's like, ah, damn it,
Please tell me
like,
you said good for you.
no, I didn't.
No, it happens. It happens to all of us.
Yeah,
So, and we don't know the whole story. I would just say to play it safe, don't do that because
yeah.
somebody's always recording. Try to keep it in check.
Bernsey, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, did you ever see a zombie movie from 2006 called Fido, starring Carrie Ann Moss and Billy Connolly? A friend of my older brother was a producer and writer. Thoughts?
Wow, I feel terrible if you got. I've never heard of it. I'll look it up. I like Billy Connolly a lot, so yeah, I'll look it up. I haven't heard of it. Was it an American release?
I don't know.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Check it out. Eastern 57, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, have you found any noteworthy stateside ramen joints? And how was it on a scale of 1 to giraffe? There's quite a few really good places in like Chicago, or surprisingly around Arlington Heights. There's a big Japanese uh convenience store, grocery store,
Mitsuwa.
Mitsuwa. There's a
I like
lot of
Mitsuwa.
really great places around Mitsuwa. Misoya is actually one that I like a lot because it's actually a chain from Japan, and like we're one of their only US locations. So, there's some really great ones out in Arlington Heights I would recommend that you should check out. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Have you guys seen the new video from Cinema Therapy on YouTube? They tackled the movie A Silent Voice. I loved it. Have any of you seen other videos they've done in the past, like Prince of Egypt, Disney, Marvel, etc.? I don't know.
No, cinema therapy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll look them up on YouTube, but A Silent Voice is a great movie, so anything that basically analyzes that, I'd be interested in seeing.
I know a guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, I have an idea. To get revenge on Brad, make him watch the Nicolas Cage version of Left Behind. He would like that though, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think he's seen it. In fact, I'll bet you $1,000 he's seen it.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Controversial thought incoming. I legitimately find Will Ferrell to be really funny man with good timing, but does anybody else also find him to be a little attention whorish?
Yeah, I think that's his shtick.
Right, I think that's his thing. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Let's get Brad Bird to direct an MCU film. He clearly knows how to make a superhero film. Incredibles and Incredibles 2.
I agree. Actually, give him a Fantastic Four movie. He already did it twice.
That's true. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. You should do with Hot Fuzz what you did with Aircon, and with a most if not all of the NC crew first viewing. But like, if we're not going to do it as an NC, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if we review it, we'll do it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Was on the channel Possum page recently looking at the latest picture of Buster among others. I have to say, Buster's looking a lot fluffier than I last remembered. Please give all your pets all the love, especially Ellie. She deserves it.
Thank you. Yeah, well, Buster's grown up, so he's put on some pounds as he's gotten bigger. He's in his teen years now.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Want to know how I got these scars? I got them at the Disney store. Yeah, I love my Scar plushies.
Really wasn't much of a speech there, but ooh.
Oink Master Supreme, thank you for the 100 bits. Dear Santa Christ, all I want for Christmas is a live action Last Unicorn, the pig babe under my tree, Jar Jar to die, your whole crew to watch all the Star Wars movies with me, and for you to not make Heather choke on her drinks.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. You know what? I'd love to give you all of that. Here's a Sega Genesis.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your favorite case of an actor turning down a huge role for a super embarrassing one? For me, it's Tim Roth turning down Snape in Harry Potter for Fade in Burton's Planet of the Apes.
Well, Connery was legendary for that because he turned down. Shit. What was it? Okay, he turned down Gandalf in Lord of the Rings for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and that's when he decided he needed to retire.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one he turned down. God, I forget what it was, but it was not far removed. It may have been another trilogy like The Matrix or something, but he turned something down that was also a big role. And he turned it down for the Avengers, I think. And he's apparently, according to me, he's like, I knew then I had to retire.
King of Autumn, thank you so much for that 23-month subscription. Welcome
Thank
back.
you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. General Kenobi, thank you for the 11-month subscription. Welcome back. Almost a full year of awesome. You guys fucking rock. You fucking rock.
Thank you.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Not gonna lie, a movie centering around the riots surrounding Tickle Me Elmo would actually be both really interesting and really funny.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, I have an idea for the perfect Christmas gifts for you. A stuffed Heathcliff doll and a DVD of the Bee Movie. You know what, Talkative Carl? Send me anything you want, I guess. You're just wasting your money because I'm going to burn those things. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, do you think Nicolas Cage would have made a good Mask / Stanley Ipkiss?
So it's funny. Probably yes. I actually had to Photoshop that multiple times for an upcoming review. Guess that tells you what we're
Mm.
reviewing sometime in the next couple weeks. And it was terrifying, not gonna lie.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Happy Thursday, everyone. I heard a rumor that Owen Wilson was added to the cast of Haunted Mansion remake. I don't know how to feel about it. I'd love for them to make a dark Haunted Mansion movie, but I doubt Disney would do that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that dark. And as I said, it reminds me of The Haunting 1999 if Owen Wilson's in it, but we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. Which is unfortunate, because we've
And I
said
do
this
like
many
Owen
times.
Wilson in a lot of things. I do hate him in that movie though.
Specifically that one movie, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Dink himself, thank you for the 77 bits. Hey, Doug and Rob, did you watch the show Entourage when it was airing on HBO? It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I always enjoyed it, and in some ways, it predicted the next decade of big Hollywood productions.
No, I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. Luke the Boss, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, have you ever read the original Marvel Zombies comics? I actually enjoyed some of them, and I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but it is too bad that the zombies in What If don't really talk. I actually like the aspect in the comics because them being sentient and self-aware allowed Spider-Man to be able to be a conflicted zombie.
Yeah. No, it depends how old it is. I never read them. Like, I kind of stopped reading comics like around 94, maybe. Just as I was getting older, I just got into other interests. I'm not knocking anybody who still reads comics. It's just when you there's just so much stuff out there. And high school, I also had like work, so
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. The villain in Goldeneye was originally supposed to be played by Alan Rickman as well as Anthony Hopkins before they chose Sean Bean. Would you rather have seen them in that role? I'm personally devastated to know we could have gotten Hans Gruber as a Bond villain.
No, because he did it so well in Die Hard. I felt like that I got my fill. Like it was much more fun to see Sean Bean do that kind of thing. I to me it would have been a little bit Hans Gruberish again, and I liked Sean Bean a lot. I thought he was really good in that movie.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, remember the scene in the first Spider-Man movie where Peter caught MJ and her lunch with the tray? No joke, back in high school, maybe freshman or sophomore year, I came close to pulling off the same thing with a girl I liked, but the damn milk fell off. I was so close. In my head, I was like, what are the odds?
That's pretty awesome, actually.
That is really awesome.
I'd love to have seen that.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. The only things I liked in Amazon Cinderella were Indina Menzel and Billy Porter and their songs. The rest of the songs were forgettable.
Which one was Billy Porter? I forget.
Billy Porter was the fairy godmother.
Yeah, he was all right. Like that was also very over the top, but guess it's allowed to be. Dina Menzel was okay. I just didn't get much to do. I don't know. I just felt she was wasted in that role, but not a good movie.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. What movie has the worst trailer but surprised you in more ways than you can count?
Fight Club.
Mm.
The trailers, all the advertising for it. They had great advertising apparently that I saw in the DVD collection, and I never saw any of those ads. The ones I got were the generic trailers, and I just thought this movie looks terrible. And when I finally saw it on video or on DVD, I'm just like, this movie's actually good. What the fuck?
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, is Randall your favorite character on Clerks? Because you kind of exude his apathetic energy. Lol.
Was Randall the blonde kid?
I don't
Oh, no,
remember.
okay, yeah, Randall. Yeah, I really like Randall. Dante's okay. Honestly, I like Dante's girlfriend the best because not all girlfriends make you lasagna, Dante. Some of them just cheat on you.
Half Crooked Grin, thank you for the 100 bits. What about this for a discussion topic? Why are book to movie adaptations hit or miss recently? I mean, I think it's
they're always hit or miss.
Yeah, I think it's generally because will people understand what the heart of the story is and what's important and what's not, or not?
But they've always been hit and miss. I don't think there's a difference.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, have you seen the DuckTales reboot yet?
No, it is. I do really want to watch it, so I will get to that.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you like the ending of Soul, or do you think Joe should have died at the end?
I liked it. Doug didn't like it. I liked it fine because it's metaphorical. Like a part of him did die, and like he went through the crucible, and I thought it was fine. So I'm fine with it as is.
Me too. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Are there any primarily comedic voice actors that you can imagine being cast as a legitimately intimidating antagonist? H. John Benjamin is a riot as Sterling Archer and Bob Belcher, but with his vibrato, good character establishment, and a tightly written script, I think he has the capacity for Goosebumps.
Maybe I so associate him with those characters, though.
Yeah.
God, a comedic actor. I would like to any of them really, like Billy West. Like I don't see any of them tackle something like interesting and different. So I'll give anyone a chance.
Letter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Out of these three sequels, or threequels, that all came out in 2007, how would you rank them from best to worst? Spider-Man 3, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, and Shrek the Third.
Oh, I'd probably say Shrek the Third's the best of them. Shrek the Third, then Spider-Man 3, then at World's End. Because as much as I hated Spider-Man 3, at World's End was such a slog. That movie just would not fucking end.
Cameron, thank you for the 50 bits. Have either of you seen the recent PlayStation showcase, especially that Spider-Man 2 trailer? I did. I'm very excited about it. Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, the God of War stuff, the Knights of the Old Republic remake. It's going to be great. Thank you, Sony. Forspoken looks really cool, so I was excited by it. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Rob, when will you get your movie revenge on Brad?
Oh, I got plans. I don't know what they are yet, but I got plans.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Rob, just wondering, what's with that Wilkins guy staring at you from behind?
Oh shit! You don't have a future without Wilkins.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you hope we'll see Cruella with reverse hair and green instead of white, just like it did in the books the movies are based on? That could be cool.
Probably not, because Disney doesn't care about the books.
That's true. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, who would win in a fight? The Dora Milaje from Marvel or the Amazons from DC?
Uh, I'm just gonna go with the Amazons because it's hot. I don't know for real, but may as well just go with
I
the Amazons.
I love DC, but I think the Dora Milaje might win that fight.
Yeah, I like they're both good. I don't know. I
Sailor
don't know. Don't make me choose, man. Sophie's choice.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Rob, you should definitely check into these two animes, and yes, both of them are mecha animes, but I think you'd like the latter one. Jesus Christ, Heather. Eureka 7 and Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. Eureka was animated by Studio Bones, and Code Geass is animated by Sunrise.
I have not seen Code Geass. I have seen Eureka 7 because Adult Swim ran it. So I saw
Oh
the dub
yeah.
version and I'm like, it was fine. Like I had no strong opinions of it one way or another. I watched it and I'm like, yeah, kind of went in one ear out the other. It was all right.
Code Geass is fun.
So
It's Clamp as well, so it's very like
it's
Clamp-ish.
Clamp. Okay. All right. Now I know everything I need to know about that show.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Have either of you seen the movie What We Did on Our Holiday? It stars Rosamund Pike, David Tennant, and Billy Connolly as, in my opinion, his best performance that I've seen. Highly recommend it.
No,
I
haven't
haven't,
seen it. Sorry.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Not going to spoil you, Rob, but you remind me of that uncle you can count on when you're afraid of getting in trouble with your parents, and Heather's like the cool cousin you can hang out with when she comes to town. Great.
Yes. My wife and I say about our niece that we're the cool aunt and uncle. So yeah, it's like if she wants to see an R-rated film, we'll sneak her in somehow.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. So since we've all seen Steve's video from the other day, I must ask, Blue's Clues movie for NC? You've already done Barney and Elmo, maybe it's time for a children's show mascot that isn't annoying.
That's the problem though. Like I have no problem with Blue's Clues, and I didn't find at least what little of it I saw because it was well past my time annoying. I just wouldn't want to do it. Like I'm just like why pick it apart with this character? So I think it's wholesome. It's fine. It's good as is.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever actually gotten letters addressed to Santa Christ?
No, just mostly stuff from the IRS. They think Santa Christ is a tax dodge.
Birdsey, thank you for the 50 bits. Tom Cruise's role on Tropic Thunder, such a great movie, was based on an amalgamation of Jeffrey Katzenberg and Harvey Weinstein.
No, yes. So yes, there's another one in there though, because he finally started to get into hot water like last year, and I'm blanking on the name. But there was also this other one who had this reputation for just screaming and shouting like 24/7 and berating all of his staff. Like in particular, apparently Cruz also based it on him, so it could be an amalgamation of all three. But I can't remember his name for the life of me. Wish I could.
Someone says Scott Rudin?
That
Emoticon?
might be it.
I don't
That
know.
might be it.
Gorillas fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Who's more annoying, Rob Schneider or Pauly Shore?
Pauly Shore. Honestly, for me, it's the voice. I have nothing against Pauly Shore personally. Don't know him. It's just, but his performance is the voice, and I can't. It's just.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Rob, I got a great idea for Fanscription. What would Spaceballs 2 look like?
I always joked it should do the prequels, but still be called Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money. But it should be like a prequel to Spaceballs in the same way we had the Star Wars prequels. I
Okay.
thought that would be funny.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits of the night. Who do you think is the worst/weakest Avenger we've seen in the MCU thus far?
Weakest?
Weakest. That's kind of hard. I might technically say Iron Man. Listen, I love Iron Man. I love him. But like you just got to
Or are we
find
talking
the
just weakest, like just it's not a very interesting character, or physically like weakest?
I don't know.
Um, I didn't. Yeah, I'm trying to think. No, I like Iron Man. It's just a couple of those movies had big issues. I really did not like Captain Marvel. So far, like I'm hoping they do something better with her character, but I thought that character was really wasted in that movie. So I thought that was pretty weak sauce.
Mhm.
Um, God, I'm trying to think. There's so goddamn many of them.
It's not Hawkeye. Don't come at
Uh,
me with Hawkeye chat. I love Hawkeye.
you know what, Hawkeye
Don't
would
come at
gotta
me
be.
with that, Rob. Don't come at me with that.
Yeah, Hawkeye's got to be on there. I would say Black Widow just because of the movie sucked, and then how it ended in Endgame. That both of them. So really, they both are kind of weak. Ant Man, like I like Ant Man, I like the performance, but it's just when Ant Man and Wasp is just, I just always forget about them.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be another one.
Bernsey, thank you for the 50 bits. Will Smith turned down The Matrix to play James West in Wild Wild West. Look, Kevin Kline is next to Will Smith in this scene and this scene.
Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West. Yeah, no, big a mistake.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Rob, have you convinced Doug to do the 50 Shades movies for NC?
Doug's view on that last I checked was he's like, it's been milked to death. So I don't know if we will. You might just have to stick with our reviews where I explain it to him after having seen the movie.
Devox, thank you so much for gifting those 4 subs. We super appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Especially since one of those subs went to my husband. Thank you. Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What is the best trailer to a mediocre slash bad movie? I mean, I think the
Oh,
post.
Suicide
I was
Squad.
gonna say the poster child for that is Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I mean that is gonna be the gold standard for, it's like, wow, what a great trailer and a shit movie,
hmm
and to the point where you could almost see it as you're watching the trailer, going like, it is not gonna be this good. Like, this is just all the best things are just right in this one trailer. That's it. Yeah, I gotta go with that.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. If you were a Smurf, what would your name be?
Snarky Smurf.
Ooh, I like that for you. Yep, Snarky Smurf it is. Snarky Smurf, Heather. Smurf. DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. Have either of you seen Crisis on Earth X, the Arrowverse crossover from 2017? That was 2017? Jesus. With all respect to the Snyder Cut, it's still the best live action Justice League movie we've gotten. I
Oh,
haven't.
hands down. Yeah. That's where I'm like, okay, I've got to watch things again. Like, I got to at least see this. So, yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good. I wish all the shows were that good all the way up to that point, but I'll take it.
Chris Aries, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on the Last Night in Soho trailers? It's my most anticipated movie for the rest of the year. Edgar Wright doing full on horror is a must see, and I have a massive crush on that girl from Jojo Rabbit.
I've got to check that trailer out
Oh
because
my
I have not
gosh,
seen it yet.
they're so good. Speaking of good trailers, the first
I love
trailer
Edgar Wright,
for
so
Last Night in Soho is so good. They just released a new one that gives us a lot more details about kind of what's going on in the movie. So if you're not keen on that, watch the first one, not the second one. But man, I'm so excited for Last Night in Soho. Adam Grunter, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite Tom Hanks role?
oh, League of Their Own. It's not even a competition. It is just straight up League of Their Own. Um, he just completely inhabited that character. Came at a time where he really needed a role like that wasn't Oscar baity. Where he could just break out and do whatever he wanted. It's like I miss those roles of his. The closest we've had, I think, is Toy Story, kind of, in recent years. But like he got very too serious for me, or whimsical. Everything has to be said with some whimsy, or he's got to be very serious and dramatic. And he took that role because he said he wanted to not just be remembered for just playing the same type of character. So I don't know what happened to him after that, if he thought he couldn't do it again. But I love Leave Their Own.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you ever see Crisis on Infinite Earths? If so, thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
No. Great. All right, and that's all of our bit messages with 2 minutes to spare. Never mind, we just got another bit
Did it.
message in.
Don't.
Honor, thank you for the 50 bits. Did any of you hear that after nearly 40 years, ABBA has returned? And in their prime even, though with digital avatars. Would you watch that if you could?
I'm not a big ABBA fan. That's why Mamma Mia didn't do anything for me.
My mom loved ABBA, so I used to listen to ABBA a lot, like their physical records
Their whole
with my mom.
scene was influential, so I respect them for the influence they had on the music scene in America, but I'm just not big fans of their music.
I mean, good for them. I think it's good that they're reinventing themselves and on a digital platform, because they're still one of the best-selling like artists of all time, so good for them.
Yeah.
Bernsey, thank you for the 50 bits. Nothing in Common 1986 movie. Jackie Gleason and Tom Hanks play father and son. Thoughts?
Boy, I don't know if I've seen that one. Is that after Big? Let's see, 86.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
Adam Grunter, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you like how they handled the first live-action appearance of Conroy's Batman in CW's Crisis?
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
I didn't see it, so. Tenko over here says they're going to do a DC Injustice movie. Yes, I did see that. I saw the trailer for it. We're going to be talking about it during Awesome Comics if you want to come chat about it then. Orlando Garcia says, wait, I forgot. Where did the goodbye now come from?
Aladdin. He lands on the flying carpet and Aladdin steps off and he's posing as a stewardess, the genie is, and he just keeps saying goodbye now, bye goodbye, as if there's like all these people there and it's just Aladdin.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. I'd say review Earth X or Infinite Earths for NC, but I think Doug would get really confused really quick.
Yeah, I had trouble too. So, having ducked out for a while, we're fine not reviewing that.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's going to do it for us tonight then, because it is
Sweet.
7 o'clock on the dot. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. I know, it's a chore when Doug's not here, but
somehow we survived.
Somehow we move on. We do have content here 6 days a week, so please come on back and hang out. Like I've been saying all week, there is a Malcolm stream tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, so Malcolm will be streaming. But then, after that, there is no Kingdom Hearts stream tomorrow night.
And there will be no Kingdom Hearts stream the week after that. Doug is out on vacation for 2 weeks.
Correct. So no Kingdom Hearts stream, but yes on Malcolm's afternoon stream, and yes on Awesome Comics, and yes on this stream next week we'll have Walter as a special guest. So if you have some burning questions for Walter to answer as well, come on back.
Or if you just want to burn Walter because he hates fun. It's all good.
Oh, that too. You're right.
Poor Walter. We give him such shit and he's perfectly reasonable.
He is. He really is. He hates that joke, but that makes it all the funnier.
I know. That's why the first thing he did was like when he did that one time in front of us, or like we were like, oh, Walter hates fun. And he's like, yeah, that's it. I hate fun. And like you could tell by the look on his face, he was legit annoyed. And we're like, well, looks like we're doing this for the rest of his life.
Looks like this is forever, so you better strap in, Walter.
Never let them know what annoys you. That's a #1 internet rule.
Right. It's so true. All right. Well, anyway, hope we can see you guys sometime this week. Like I said, Monday through Saturday, we've got content here. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. We literally couldn't do these streams without you.
That's true.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see y'all later.
Right.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. See you. Thanks for flying. Come again.